Timothy sat quietly in the back of his car as it crawled through the afternoon traffic. The weather was cold, and the long business meeting had drained him. All he wanted was to get home and rest. As he stared out the window, something caught his eye. A woman standing by the roadside, begging. She looked exhausted, heavily pregnant, and wrapped in worn clothes. Her feet were bare. Something about her face stirred a memory. He leaned forward, narrowing his eyes. His heart clenched. It was her, Charity. The girl from Tunday's party months ago. That night had been chaotic. Music, laughter, drinks. But her presence had stood out. She had been warm, witty, and unforgettable. Now, seeing her like this felt like a punch to the gut. "Stop the car," he said suddenly, never taking his eyes off her. As the driver pulled over, Timothy opened the door himself and stepped out. He approached her slowly. Charity didn't notice him at first, her face lowered, shoulders slumped under the weight of exhaustion. "Charity," he said gently. She flinched and raised her head, eyes wide the moment she saw him. Her mouth opened slightly, but no words came out. He could see the wear on her face. Sunken cheeks, dry lips, eyes dulled by suffering. "It's me, Timothy," he said. She quickly turned her face away. "Please, don't talk to me like this," she whispered. "What happened to you?" he asked quietly. "It doesn't matter," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "It matters to me. Come with me. You shouldn't be out here." "I'm fine," she replied, still not meeting his gaze. "No, you're not," he said gently but firmly. "Let me help you." "Why?" she asked, eyes finally meeting his. "Why would you want to help me?" "Because I remember you," he said softly. "And I can't just walk away." She glanced down at herself, then looked away. "You shouldn't be here. This isn't your problem." "Maybe not. But you're here and so am I." For a moment, silence hung between them. Then, she gave a slow nod. Timothy reached out, his hand brushing her arm. She didn't resist. He guided her back to the car and opened the door for her. They sat side by side as the car pulled into the quiet road. She said nothing during the drive, her hands resting gently on her belly, eyes fixed on the passing scenery. Timothy didn't push her to speak. When they reached his home, he led her inside. The space was warm and simple. "You can rest here," he said. "There's no pressure. Just breathe." She sat carefully on the edge of the bed. He left for a moment and returned with a towel and a bowl of food. "Eat something. Then take a warm bath. It'll help." Charity nodded but remained still. "I'm not here to interrogate you," he said quietly. "I just want to see you okay." She finally lifted her eyes to him. "You must think I'm weak." "I don't," he replied. "I think you're strong." She shook her head slowly. "I wasn't always like this." "I know." After that night, everything changed. "I tried to survive. I really did. I believe you. I didn't want to disturb you. I didn't even know how to find you. And I didn't want pity." "This isn't pity," he said. "It's care." She stared at the food. "It's been days since I ate properly." "I figured. That's why I brought you here. Stay as long as you need. Just get better. You don't owe me anything, Timothy." "Maybe not. But I saw you. I remembered you. That matters." Charity let out a deep breath and picked up the spoon, taking a small bite. Her hands trembled. Timothy watched silently. When she was halfway through, She paused and looked at him. You were always kind. Even that night, you made me feel seen. You made me laugh. You didn't treat me like just anyone. That night stayed with me too, he said. I was happy then, she said softly. I didn't know it would be the last time for a long while. He didn't know what to say, so he stayed beside her. She continued eating, slow and quiet. When she finished, she leaned back, staring blankly ahead. I used to dream, you know. I wanted to start a small business. Help my sister through school. Then everything collapsed. Do you want to talk about it? He asked gently. Not now. Maybe later. He nodded. You're safe here. That's what matters right now. She looked around the room. This place feels too big for someone like me. Don't say that, he replied. You belong anywhere you're respected. She smiled faintly. You sound like someone who reads too many books. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just speaking from the heart. Her eyes softened. You don't have to do this. I know. But I want to. You're not afraid of what people might say? There's no one here to say anything. She lowered her voice. Thank you. You're welcome, he said. Get some rest. He stood and moved to the door. Just as he opened it, she spoke again. Timothy. He turned. Yes. Thank you for seeing me. For not pretending you didn't. He looked at her with quiet intensity. How could I not see you? You're not someone I could forget. She looked away. He stepped out and gently closed the door behind him. In the hallway he stood still, thinking. None of this was expected. Not today. Not ever. But she was here now. And he couldn't turn away. Not this time. Timothy sat in the garden, deep in thought, when his mother approached. She stood in front of him, arms folded. Her expression was serious, her presence silent but commanding. She didn't smile. She didn't sit. She stared at him and said coldly, I just went into your room and saw a pregnant, filthy woman. I hope it's not what I'm thinking. I hope she isn't yours. Timothy rose to his feet slowly, trying to keep calm though his chest was tight. He didn't want to give his mother more to fuel her suspicions. She's not mine, Mom. I don't know her. I saw her on the street and brought her here. His mother's eyes narrowed sharply. Just like that? You saw a stranger and brought her into your house? Into your room? What if your fiancé had seen her? What would you have told Cindy? Timothy let out a tired sigh and turned away. Can we not talk about Cindy right now? We will talk about Cindy, she snapped, stepping closer. Do you know how dangerous she can be? If she finds out, there will be war. You need to send that woman away. He looked at her, firm now. I won't. I'm not sending her away. You must, she shouted. No, he said, still calm but resolute. Have you forgotten the story you always told me about how a stranger took you in when you were pregnant with me? The man who let you and Dad stay in his house for a whole year until you got your own place? Did he know you? She went silent, eyes shifting. Slowly, she sat on a nearby bench, avoiding his gaze. After a pause, she spoke again, her voice low. All right. She can stay, but not in the guest room. She stays in the boys' quarters. If not, I'll call Cindy right now. You know what she's capable of. Timothy didn't want any more drama. He knew his mother wouldn't back down completely. Fine. I'll tell her. Without another word, she stood and walked back into the house. Timothy remained still, thinking. Then he turned and headed to the guest room. Charity was seated on the bed. She looked up as he entered. "Is everything all right?" she asked gently. "Yeah," he replied. "I need to talk to you." She nodded, listening. "My mom came in. She's not comfortable with you staying here in the main house. She wants you to move to the boys' quarters." Charity's response was quiet and steady. "Okay. That's fine. You're not upset?" he asked. She shook her head. "I'm already off the street. That alone is a blessing. I'm grateful." Timothy studied her expression. "I just didn't want you to feel unwelcome." "I don't. I understand. You're strong," he said softly. "I'm just trying to survive. I'll take you there now." They walked together in silence. The room in the boys' quarters was small but neat. Charity stepped inside and looked around. "This is perfect," she said. "I'm sorry you had to move here. There's nothing to apologize for. You gave me a roof over my head. That means everything." She looked tired but calm. He nodded. "If you need anything, food, water, clothes, let me know. I'll make sure you're okay." She looked at him, her voice barely above a whisper. "I'm not used to this kind of kindness. Why are you doing this?" He paused, then answered honestly. "When I saw you, something told me not to walk away. I remembered that night. You were kind to me. I never forgot it." She looked down, her hand gently resting on her belly. "That night changed my life." "For me too," he said, then looked away. "I never thought I'd see you again." "Neither did I. But now that you're here, I want to make sure you're all right. You're not like most people. Everyone else just walks past. Even people I once knew pretend not to see me. I can't promise what tomorrow holds," he said, "but for now you're safe. You don't have to be afraid." He hesitated before asking, "Can I ask you something?" She gave a small nod. "Who's the father?" There was a pause. Then she spoke softly. "My boyfriend. He ran away after I told him I was pregnant." Timothy let out a breath. "I'm sorry. That's not fair. It's life. Some people just leave." "I'll help you," he said gently. "But please, try to stay away from my mom. She's difficult." "I will," she replied with a faint smile. "I'll leave you to rest." "Thank you again," she said. He nodded and left. Once inside his room, he sat down, staring at the floor. His thoughts tangled. "I thought the baby was mine," he murmured. "I really thought I was going to be a father. But it's fine. I just wanted to help. That's all that matters." Still, something unsettled lingered in his chest. Meanwhile, his mother walked toward the boys' quarters. Charity was sitting quietly when the door opened. She looked up, startled. Timothy's mother entered and stopped near the door. "So you're the one," she said coldly. "Lucifer in disguise. My son says he just helped you, but I don't believe it. Something tells me there's more. If I find out anything, I'll deal with you. You better stay here and never set foot in the main house. I don't want to see you near him." Charity remained silent, her face unreadable. "My son is getting married soon. So keep those legs closed and stay far away from him. If you want to keep living here, stay in your place. I'm only tolerating you because of that pregnancy. Otherwise, you'd be out on the street where you belong." She looked around with disgust. "Remember what I've said. Don't test me. Then she slammed the door behind her. Charity sat motionless, her heart racing. But she didn't cry. She closed her eyes and whispered, "God, give me strength." The next morning, Timothy was reviewing some files in his room when the door burst open. Cindy walked in, face drawn in frustration. "So this is what it is," she said. "You've been avoiding my calls for 2 days. I hope it's not what I'm thinking." Timothy looked up slowly. "And what exactly are you thinking? I hope you're not seeing someone else." He stood abruptly. "Cindy, right now I have more important things on my mind than your assumptions." She rolled her eyes. "Whatever, baby. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going shopping for our wedding. I need 10 million naira. Timothy turned sharply to her, his eyes blazing. 10 million for what? Do I look like an ATM to you? And what wedding are you talking about? I haven't even set a date, haven't even proposed to you, and you're already talking about shopping." Cindy folded her arms, glaring. "Your mother said the engagement wasn't necessary. She promised me you'd marry me." Timothy let out a cold, bitter laugh. "Then maybe you should marry my mother, not me." Cindy's face flushed with anger. "What are you saying?" He faced her fully. "Let me ask you something. Since you claim we've been in a relationship, have I ever laid a finger on you?" She stuttered, caught off guard. "No, but you kissed me once." "Exactly. Once. And it was a mistake. One I regret." Her voice rose. "I don't care. We are getting married whether you like it or not. As long as your mother is with me, that's all I need." She even signed a promise. Timothy's brows lifted. "A promise?" "Yes," she said, lifting her chin proudly. "She signed a letter agreeing that I'll be your wife. And don't forget, I'm the vice president's daughter. I'm staying here tonight, and that's final." Timothy stared at her like she was joking. "You're not serious." "Do I look like I'm joking?" "You can't sleep here," he said firmly. "Why not?" she snapped. "Because I'm going out with friends. And I'm not taking you with me. Then I'll wait here. And tomorrow, I'll cook your favorite meal. Just wait and see what your future wife can do." That night, Timothy couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned, but his mind kept drifting back to Charity. Finally, he stood and made his way to the boys' quarters. He paused at her door, hesitated, then knocked gently. "Who's there?" her soft voice came. "It's me, Timothy." The door opened slowly. Charity stood there in a plain gown, surprise on her face. "Is everything all right?" He looked at her, tired. "No. I can't sleep. I don't know what's wrong with me." "You shouldn't be here," she said quietly. "Your mother warned me to stay away from you." Timothy's eyes darkened. "She what?" "She came earlier," Charity said gently. "She said I shouldn't come near you. She said you're getting married and if I want peace, I should stay out of your way." His fists clenched. "She said all that? Unbelievable. She has no right." "Please." Charity stepped closer. "Don't go to her. Don't make a scene. I'm used to this. I don't want trouble." He looked at her for a long moment. Her calm voice soothed him. "Fine. I won't talk to her. Not because I'm afraid. But for the baby. I don't want you stressed." She gave a small nod. "Thank you." He sat down quietly. "How's the baby?" She placed her hand gently on her stomach. He's fine. So it's a boy, he said, smiling. That's beautiful. Don't worry. I'll help you find the father. She shook her head. No. Don't bother. You're already helping us more than enough. I know, he said softly, but he still deserves a father's love. Even if I'm here, he needs that. Charity looked touched. Thank you, sir. He frowned. Don't ever call me that. She laughed. Okay, Sir Timothy. He pointed at her with a smile. Your trouble. I've been told, she giggled. By who? My sister, she said, then her smile faded. Your sister. She passed away 4 months ago. Timothy's expression changed. What happened? She was very sick. We had no money. I begged, sold everything. But it wasn't enough. She died in my arms. He lowered his head. I'm so sorry. It's all right. I've cried enough. Now, I just survive each day and thank God I'm still standing. He looked at her for a long time. You're stronger than most people I know. You faced pain and still stand with grace. She nodded slowly. Because of people like you. That day. If I hadn't seen you, I don't know where I'd be. And if you hadn't looked out the window, I would have missed meeting the most amazing woman I've ever known, he finished. She blushed slightly. You're just saying that. I mean every word. She looked at him, then asked softly. Why couldn't you sleep? He smiled. Because I think I'm falling in love with you. Her eyes widened. Please don't say that. Why not? It's too soon. Too much. I don't want to come between you and your world. You're not, he said. You're walking beside me. That's all. But your mother, your fiancé. I don't care, he said firmly. I only care about what I feel. And right now I feel something real. She was silent. I should go, he said, standing. Before your troublemaker sir gets into trouble. She laughed gently. Thank you for coming. He smiled. Anytime. And Charity. I'm here. Always. She nodded. I know. He left, closing the door behind him. Charity sat back on the bed, cradling her belly. Did you hear that? She whispered. Uncle Timothy loves us. A smile lit up her face. For the first time in ages, she felt peace. The next day, Timothy walked into the dining room after a business call. Cindy stood by the table, grinning. Her makeup was loud, her dress flashy. Surprise, baby, she beamed. I made lunch for you. He sat down, eyeing the colorful plate. The smell hit him, overwhelming spice. He took one spoonful and chewed slowly. Then another. He started coughing and grabbed water. That's it, he said, pushing the plate away. I knew it. You can't do anything. You're spoiled. You can't cook. You can't clean. Cindy's smile faded. I tried. I just wanted to make you happy. Happy? He snapped. With this disaster? You should be grateful the vice president's daughter even made food for you, right? Timothy scoffed. Take this mess to your father's house. And don't come back. I'm done with this madness. Pack your things and leave. Cindy's anger exploded. Who do you think you are? Just some local boy with small money. Timothy stepped closer, voice cold. Yet you're desperate to marry this local boy, aren't you? You insult me but won't stop chasing me.
Before I return, be out of my house."
He walked away. Cindy stood there, shaking with rage. Just then, Timothy's mother entered and saw her pacing. "What's wrong?" Without hesitating, Cindy spilled everything. "Your son insulted me. He said my food was trash. That I'm spoiled. He asked me to leave." His mother sighed, sitting down. "Don't worry. He'll marry you. He doesn't know what he wants. I'll help you." "But how?" Cindy asked. "He says I'm useless." "Then I'll teach you. Watch cooking videos. Learn. Everything is online now." Cindy looked embarrassed. "I did. I used YouTube to make that food today." His mother shook her head. "I tasted it. Honestly, it wasn't good." Cindy lowered her eyes. "I'll get better. Please help me. I love him. I want to be the woman he needs." Then she added, "Since I've been with him, he hasn't touched me. Not once." His mother was shocked. "What? So that witch has succeeded?" Cindy blinked. "Which witch?" His mother hesitated, then whispered, "There's a girl. Her name's Charity. She's pregnant. Timothy brought her here. Says he's helping her. But I don't trust her. Not one bit." Cindy's jaw dropped. "And you didn't tell me? You let a pregnant village girl sleep here with my man? Oh no. This has to end." "Calm down," Timothy's mother said, trying to soothe her. "The baby isn't my son's. God forbid. But that girl is clever. Too quiet. I don't trust her either." "I don't care whose baby she's carrying," Cindy snapped. "She has to go. No one is stealing Timothy from me." "Not her, not anyone." "Good." His mother nodded. "Then go. Head to the boys' quarters right now. Do whatever it takes. Fight for your man. I'll be right here waiting." Without another word, Cindy stormed off, fury burning in her eyes. She reached the boys' quarters and barged in without knocking. Her stance was aggressive as she faced Charity. "Pack your things and leave. Now," she barked. "Excuse me?" Charity asked, clearly confused. "You heard me," Cindy snapped again. "Get out. You think acting all innocent and pregnant will trap him? You're dreaming." "I haven't done anything," Charity said softly. "Exactly. That's your game. Pretending to be harmless. But I see through you. You've got 5 minutes. If you're not gone, I'll drag you out myself." Charity looked around the tiny room. Her hands trembled. "Please don't do this." "Oh, I will," Cindy hissed. "Time's ticking." Charity didn't have the strength to argue. Quietly, she gathered her bag, her eyes full of tears, and walked out. An hour later, Timothy returned. He went straight to the boys' quarters, only to find it empty. The bed was bare. Her bag was gone. A sinking feeling hit him. "Charity?" he called out, but there was no response. He rushed outside and spotted a security guard by the gate. "The pregnant lady that was staying here. Where is she?" Timothy asked quickly. The guard looked uneasy. "Sir, Madam Cindy drove her out." "What?" Timothy's voice roared. "And you stood there watching?" The guard's voice trembled. I tried, sir, but she's the vice president's daughter. I was afraid of causing problems." "You must be out of your mind," Timothy snapped. "Who hired you, her or me? Next time you stand by while something like this happens, you'll lose your job. Understand?"
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir, the guard stammered. Timothy didn't say another word. He stormed into the house and marched straight to his mother's room. He didn't knock. He entered, eyes blazing. She's gone. Charity's gone. Cindy chased her out, he said through clenched teeth. And you allowed it? Yes, his mother said calmly. And I support her. That girl is dangerous. She's using that pregnancy to cling to you. That's a lie, Timothy shot back. You don't even know her. And I don't want to, she replied coolly. You're a billionaire. You don't need some girl off the street with a fatherless child. You've gone too far, he said. You had no right. I'm your mother, she said proudly. I'll always do what's best for you. No, Timothy shook his head. What you did today wasn't love, it was cruelty. He turned and walked out. That evening, Timothy drove endlessly, searching for Charity. Finally, he spotted her by a small kiosk, sitting with her bag hugged tightly. Her eyes were tired, her body slouched. She looked broken. He parked and rushed to her. Charity! She looked up, startled. Why did you leave without telling me? He asked gently. I had no choice, she whispered. Your fiancé forced me out. I didn't want to cause trouble. You should have waited. You could have trusted me. She nodded slowly. I'm sorry. Come, he said, helping her up. I'm taking you somewhere safe. One of my other apartments. It's peaceful. You can stay there. I'll handle the rest. Are you sure? Completely. He drove her to a quiet, well-furnished apartment. Inside, he showed her to the room. You can stay as long as you like. No one will disturb you here. Charity sat on the bed, emotion swelling in her eyes. Thank you. I don't even know how to repay you. God will reward you. It's nothing, Timothy replied, sitting beside her. I just want you and the baby to be okay. There was silence for a moment. Then Charity spoke, her voice low. Timothy, there's something I've been hiding from you. He turned, alert. What is it? She took a deep breath. You're the father of my child. His eyes widened. What? She nodded. I lied. There was no boyfriend. That night at Tunde's party. It was you. I got pregnant from that night. Timothy froze for a moment. Why didn't you tell me? I was scared, she said. Your mother threatened me, and I panicked. I didn't want to create more problems. So I kept quiet. But now that I'm no longer in that house, I can speak freely. You've done so much for me. Even without knowing. He stared at her in silence, then smiled slowly. It's okay, Charity. I'm not angry. You're not. Honestly. I had a feeling. I just didn't want to pressure you. I wanted you to tell me when you were ready. You knew. He nodded. And I'm glad you told me. I can't wait for the baby to be born. He gently took her hands. Tomorrow, we're going shopping. We'll get everything this prince needs. I'm going to spoil you both. Charity laughed softly, tears brimming. Thank you. No, he said, smiling. Thank you for carrying my child. For finding your way back into my life. They sat together in silence, content, as something beautiful began between them. Later that night, after ensuring Charity was safe, Timothy returned home. Calm but resolved, he entered the living room to find Cindy sitting casually, scrolling through her phone.
Without hesitation, he stood before her. "Pack your things and leave." She looked up slowly. "What did you say?" "I said leave. Tonight." She jumped to her feet. "You're serious?" "Dead serious. Your drama ends now."
"So this is because of her?"
Cindy yelled.
"That village girl?"
"This is about you," Timothy replied. "You crossed the line. You disrespected someone I care about. Under my roof.
"You're done."
You'll regret this," she shouted. "Do you even know who I am?" "I do.
"And I don't care."
She stormed out, slamming the door. Moments later, his mother rushed downstairs. "What have you done, Timothy?"
"You've ruined everything."
"I did what was right." "No, you did something foolish," she snapped. "Do you know her father was going to get me a Senate position once you two married? Now it's gone.
You've destroyed everything."
"So that's it?" Timothy asked. "You wanted to use me for power?"
"I did it for the family."
"For the family, or for yourself?"
"You never asked me what I wanted."
"You'll regret this," she warned.
"One day you'll come begging."
"I'll never beg for something I don't want," Timothy said calmly.
"And I'll never marry someone I don't love."
"That's final." His mother turned away, eyes filled with frustration, her pride wounded. Timothy stood firm, his decision clear, his spirit steady. The next morning, he picked up breakfast and drove straight to the apartment where Charity was staying. He brought along a carafe of pap, fresh fruits, and her favorite snacks. As she opened the door and saw him, her face lit up. "Good morning," she said softly. "Morning," he replied with a warm smile. "I brought food." They sat together, eating quietly.
After the meal, Timothy looked at her belly, then grinned.
"So, little man," he said playfully, "today's shopping day."
"We're getting everything you'll need."
Charity chuckled. "You're already treating us like royalty." "You both deserve it," he said sincerely. Then his tone changed. "There's something else I want us to do today." She paused. "What is it?"
"We're going to see my mother," he replied.
Her smile faded. "Timothy, please, I don't want more conflict. She doesn't like me." "She's just afraid," he said gently. "But I'll be with you. Trust me." After a moment of hesitation, Charity nodded. "All right. For the baby." That afternoon, they arrived at the main house together. As they stepped into the sitting room, his mother looked up and immediately frowned.
"What is she doing here again?"
"Mom,"
Timothy said calmly, "there's something you need to hear."
She stood up, clearly unwilling to listen.
"I said I don't want."
"She's carrying my child," Timothy cut in firmly. The room fell silent. His mother's face froze. "What did you just say?" "Yes," he confirmed. "We met months ago, at Tunde's party. We had a one-night encounter. I didn't know she was pregnant until I saw her again. She didn't tell me at first because she was scared. But now the truth is out." His mother slowly sat down, visibly stunned. Her eyes fixed on Charity, who stood quietly, hands gently resting on her belly. After a long pause, something shifted in her expression. "Come sit beside me, dear," she said softly. Charity hesitated. Timothy gave her a gentle nod. She slowly moved over and sat. His mother reached out and touched her stomach, her voice a whisper.
"A baby, my grandchild."
Tears gathered in her eyes. "I prayed for this moment."
I never imagined it would come like this, but God works in ways we don't understand.
I'm sorry if I ever seemed disrespectful, Charity said sincerely.
I was just trying to survive.
His mother held her hand gently. No, I was the one who judged too quickly. I didn't know your story. But now that I do, I promise, your family, and I'll protect you. Timothy watched in amazement, barely believing what he was seeing. His mother turned to him. Take her shopping. Get everything she needs. No shortcuts. And don't buy cheap things, you hear me?
Yes, Mom, he said, laughing.
The next morning, Timothy and Charity went to the largest baby store in town. She picked out clothes, tiny shoes, feeding bottles, soft blankets, and toys. Timothy followed her closely, adding extra items with a grin.
Timothy, she laughed, we don't need all this.
We do, he smiled. Our son deserves the best. By the time they finished, the cart was full. Charity looked around, overwhelmed.
I still can't believe this is real.
Believe it, he said.
You're mine now, both of you.
The next day, Timothy resumed work at his newly launched media and branding firm. While reviewing documents, his assistant entered. Sir, someone is here to apply for the secretary role.
Should I let her in?
Go ahead, Timothy nodded. The door opened, and in walked someone he didn't expect. He froze. Cindy. She stopped in her tracks too, clearly stunned. Timothy, she whispered.
A heavy silence filled the room before tears welled in her eyes.
Please don't send me away. I'm not here to cause trouble. I need help. He stood slowly. What are you doing here? I came for a job. I didn't know this company belonged to you. He stared, surprised. You?
Looking for work?
Yes, she said, wiping her face. The truth is, my father's not a vice president. He's a retired teacher. I borrowed everything. Cars, clothes, bags. I just wanted to be someone important. Timothy was speechless. So all those designer things? Borrowed. Rented. I was pretending. But I'm tired now. I just want to live honestly. I want to work and maybe, someday, find someone like you. Someone real. He watched her for a moment. I'm not angry anymore. But you lied. You hurt people. And you tried to force what wasn't real. I can't offer you this job. But I'll give you something else. She looked up, confused. I'll give you money to start a small business, he said. Maybe this is your second chance. Use it wisely. Tears streamed down her face. Thank you, Timothy. I swear I'll never forget this. He handed her a signed check. Don't waste it. And stop pretending. Be yourself. I will, she promised, holding the check close. She turned and walked out. Quietly this time, no drama. Just humility. That evening, Timothy came home, lighter in spirit. Charity greeted him in the living room. Guess who came to my office today? He said. Who? Cindy. What? What did she want? A job. But she confessed everything. Said her whole life was fake. I couldn't give her the job, but I gave her some money to start something. Charity smiled softly. You really do have a good heart. That's what I love about you. Then she looked serious. There's something I want to show you tomorrow. The next morning, dressed beautifully, Charity asked Timothy to follow her. They drove for 30 minutes before reaching a grand mansion. Timothy was confused. Where are we? You're not selling me, right? He teased. Charity laughed. You'll see. Inside the luxurious home, two elegant people walked out to greet them. Timothy stared, puzzled. Timothy, Charity said, meet my parents. He blinked, stunned. Your parents? But you said. I lied. I had to be sure the love I found wasn't about money or name. That's why I went to that party in simple clothes. I didn't expect to meet you. Definitely didn't expect a baby. Her mother added gently. She wanted something genuine. Not status. So we let her see the world for herself. Charity continued. When I found out I was pregnant, I thought about ending it. But my mom said no. She reminded me that the child didn't ask to be born. She told me maybe this was all part of God's plan. Timothy was stunned. So, you're rich. I never wanted your money, she said. I just wanted your heart. And I found it. Timothy smiled slowly. I feel like a complete fool. I was trying to spoil you. Turns out you could buy 10 of me. They all laughed. But I don't want 10 of you, she whispered. Just one. The real one. You already have me, he said. 2 weeks later, they got married. A small, intimate wedding, full of peace and genuine love. They moved into a cozy home and spent their days preparing for the baby. Decorating the nursery, folding tiny clothes, laughing over names. A month later, Charity gave birth to a healthy baby boy. They named him Daniel. God is my judge. Their life restarted. Not perfect, but filled with love. They embraced every moment. Late-night feedings, baby socks everywhere, quiet kisses in the early morning light. One night, Timothy looked at her holding the baby and said, if someone told me that night I'd meet my wife and future, I wouldn't have believed them. Charity smiled. And if someone told me the man who gave me his jacket would be the father of my child, I'd laugh. But here they were, a billionaire, a girl once abandoned, and a baby who brought them together. Unexpected. Undeniable. Unforgettable.